Kino Recaps presenting Saw X. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts and we see the main character, Jigsaw. Actually, he was not feeling well. Here, his brain was being checked because he had brain cancer. He gets up and asks the nurse, "How is my condition now? Is there any improvement?" To which the nurse, though unconscious, says, "No, your condition is still the same." After that, Jigsaw is shown with other cancer patients, including the owner of a hotel, and he was very worried about his cancer. After a few days, the doctor calls Jigsaw to him and says, "Your cancer is increasing day by day. Because of this, you will die very soon." Knowing this, he was very worried. But then, when he went to the hospital to drink water, he sees a girl who is stealing the watch and ring of a dead patient. The next moment, that boy is shown to us in a place, trapped in one of Jigsaw's traps, because this is Jigsaw's modus operandi. He traps such people and devices who do wrong things in their lives. In these difficult traps, he gives some time to escape. Then he asks the trapped person to give up a part of his body, meaning that person has to remove a part of his body and separate it. If that person does this in time, then he will be saved. Otherwise, his death is certain, because he thinks this is the right way to teach people a lesson. Anyway, now pipes were installed on that boy's eyes through a machine, and his hands were tightly tied to the chair. Here, Jigsaw tells him through a recording that the pipes installed on your eyes will pull out your eyes. If you want to escape from this, then you have 3 minutes. There is a button under one of your hands, and all the fingers of the other hand are tied with small machines. What you have to do is press the button and break your 5 fingers one by one. With this, his 3-minute timer starts. Now the boy, as soon as he presses the button, breaks 2 fingers, but he suffers greatly. He begins to feel pain. Because of this, his time runs out, and because he did not complete his task on time, the next moment his eyes are pulled out by the pipes, and he is taken away. Now the story returns to when Jigsaw was watching the boy stealing. Actually, all this was happening in Jigsaw's mind, thinking, if this boy steals, then I will trap him this way. But as soon as the girl saw Jigsaw, he left without stealing. After a week, Jigsaw was sitting in a hotel working when the owner of the hotel came, who had also returned to work. Both were delighted to see each other. Jigsaw said to him, "You look much better, like you're well now." To which the hotel owner replies, "Yes, that's right. Now I am truly well, because I sought the help of a team of doctors. They treated me, and look, today I stand before you, fully recovered. My doctor is actually a daughter of a senior doctor. Her name is Gabrielle. She and her team did it." Jigsaw asks for contact information. "I'd like their help too." The hotel owner says, "Of course. They work in Norway. They'll contact you for treatment." Saying this, he directs Jigsaw to their website and says, "You'll be well soon." After a while, Jigsaw watches an interview of Dr. Gabrielle's father on the internet, in which he explains their unique cancer treatment process. He then mentions his daughter's website. Upon checking, Jigsaw finds a video of Gabrielle, in which she states, "I only treat cancer, along with my team of doctors. This method was developed by my father. However, there's a slight issue. Because our treatment is cheaper than conventional cancer treatments, the government doesn't allow us to offer it publicly, so we have to treat patients discreetly." After some time, Jigsaw emails them. He then receives a call in return from Gabrielle. "Sir, if you'd like treatment, please register as a confirmed patient." To which he agrees. Then Gabrielle says, "Okay, sir, I'll provide you with my account details. Send $2.5 lakh and you'll need to come to Mexico for treatment." The next day, Jigsaw departs for Mexico. Upon arrival, a woman greets him at the door. She is the caretaker. She ushers Jigsaw and his belongings inside, where he then meets Gabrielle. She warmly welcomes him and says, "Let me introduce you to my team." She leads him to a facility where she and her colleagues treat patients. Inside, Jigsaw first meets a doctor who used to be one of Gabrielle's patients. After his recovery, he joined her team. She then introduces him to 2 other male doctors and a nurse. Then Gabrielle and Jigsaw converse. Gabrielle inquires, "What do you do?" Jigsaw replies, "I am an engineer. I also help people." Impressed, she listens. That night, as Jigsaw sleeps, he hears noises outside. Upon investigating, he finds a young boy attempting to fix his bicycle. Jigsaw assists him, forming a bond over the repaired bike. The day comes for Jigsaw's procedure. He undergoes surgery, unconscious yet aware, watching through a camera as surgeons operate on the back of his head. 2 days later, he awakens. Gabrielle visits him and announces, "Congratulations, the surgery was a success. your cancer is gone, and your medical reports are clear. Jigsaw examines his reports. Gabrielle continues, you'll need to take medicine from us to fully recover. Overjoyed, Jigsaw nods. Gabrielle departs, and Jigsaw goes on to explore the city, all the while taking his medication. And he was also making a plan, how to trap people. He had also made a full sketch of his traps. A few days later, he went to meet Gabrielle, but when he returned home, he saw that no one was there. He then went to his factory, where everything was destroyed. On the computer, Jigsaw watched the video of Gabrielle's dad, in which he explained the method of operation that we access from the back of the head and perform such a procedure. This video was the same one shown to Jigsaw during his surgery, which made him suspicious. Was something wrong with me? Did he perform my surgery or not? Thinking this, he removed the bandage from his head, where there was no sign of a surgical wound, from which Jigsaw realized that he had been deceived and robbed. This made him very angry, and he couldn't contain himself. Now, Gabrielle's driver was seen in his car, where a new passenger entered and sat down, but he placed a cloth over the driver's face, rendering him unconscious. When he regained consciousness, he found himself tied with a rope. Both his hands were taped, and he screamed loudly. Then Jigsaw appeared before him. Seeing this, the driver grew angry. He said, "Free me, or I will kill you." Jigsaw released him, but as he tried to move, he couldn't escape. Instead, a tape recorder appeared before him, in which Jigsaw said, "I know, you posed as a fake doctor on Gabrielle's team and performed my surgery, and you're complicit in their schemes. Today, you'll face the consequences. You have 3 minutes. I've attached bombs to both your hands. In 3 minutes, you must sever both hands. Otherwise, the bombs will detonate, and you'll die with your hands." His timer started. The driver, with great difficulty and pain, severed both hands. Since the tools were sharp, there was significant blood loss, and he was in tremendous pain. He threw away both hands, and because he completed the task in time, he was spared. Only his hands were destroyed by the explosions. Jigsaw called his partner and said he had discovered a deceptive team of doctors. He needed assistance to apprehend them, to which his partner replied, "Okay, I'll be there soon." The nurse was seen in a club with a girl. Afterwards, they went to the car. Suddenly, someone shattered the car window and attacked the girl viciously. She died on the spot. The nurse was terrified. Shortly after, someone pulled her hair, dragging her away. She was rendered unconscious. As Gabrielle's doctor associate worked somewhere, Gabrielle's aide approached him. The aide purchased drugs from him and left. Soon after, a masked figure with a rod entered. The masked individual struck the doctor with the rod, leaving him unconscious. The aide was in the restroom using drugs, but upon exiting, someone ambushed her and knocked her down. She was then captured and knocked out. Gabrielle was shown next. She was preparing to leave after exploiting previous patients. Over the phone, she continued to scheme against new victims. While she was placing money in a bag, an intruder entered. The person shoved her forcefully, shattering a table. Gabrielle was frightened. She tried to escape in her car, but the masked man appeared before her. Stopping her car, from the backseat, Jigsaw injected her with a sedative. Before she passed out, the masked individual, an ally of Jigsaw, revealed her identity. It was Amanda. She had aided Jigsaw multiple times before. She had been his accomplice for quite some time. She had captured the entire medical team, including Gabrielle. When they regained consciousness, they found themselves in Gabrielle's factory. Both Jigsaw and Amanda confronted them. Gabrielle asked, "Why are you doing this to us?" Jigsaw responded, "You know better why I'm doing this." He then addressed the nurse, saying, "As always, you're trapped in one of my devices. Today, I'll play a game with you. You have 3 minutes. You must sever your leg using my tool and fill another container with it. But the container must be full. If you succeed, you'll live. Otherwise, the wire around your neck will sever it." Jigsaw activated the device and told the others to watch the game played with the nurse, promising them a similar opportunity. Jigsaw showed Gabrielle a list of all the patients she had wronged. He said, "This is atrocious. You lack humanity. You've exploited countless vulnerable individuals. You've gone too far, and now you and your team will pay." With that, Jigsaw and Amanda left. The timer began. In her bid to survive, the nurse began to cut her own leg. She was in excruciating pain. She managed to sever her leg, but this caused her immense agony. She started to breathe heavily. She began to fill the container with her blood. However, she only managed to fill it halfway. Having failed to do so in time, a wire sharply severed her neck. Her head detached from her body. It was a gruesome sight. The nurse's colleagues were distraught. Both Jigsaw and Amanda observed this through a camera. They returned to the scene. Gabrielle pleaded, offering them medical treatment, but it was too late. Jigsaw disregarded her pleas. Suddenly, a patient burst in, demanding Gabriel return his money. Hearing his cries, Jigsaw and Amanda dragged him inside. They subdued and sedated him. Upon regaining consciousness, he broke free from his restraints. He told Jigsaw that Gabriel had taken his money but failed to provide medical services. Jigsaw showed him the camera feed, revealing the team's consistent malpractices. He said he had willingly become a prisoner to exact revenge. The nurse had already faced her fate, with others yet to receive their comeuppance. The patient remarked about the team's low morals. Jigsaw agreed. To emphasize his point, he showed the remains of the nurse. The sight left the patient stunned. He said, "I assumed the punishment would be ordinary, but such a punishment. You people are very dangerous." Jigsaw said, "Yes, we are like that. But now you will see what happens to us with these people." With whom was Gabriel's doctor companion shown. Now it was his turn. His face was encased in a dangerous iron mask and traps. Now he places his favorite Jigsaw mask on his face and sits on the bicycle, after which he places the surgical equipment, tape recorder, and camera in front of the doctor. Now, as soon as the doctor plays the tape recorder, Jigsaw says, "You have 3 minutes. You have to operate on the brain by viewing your head through the camera, and you have to remove a piece of your brain and place it in the bottle in front. If you have time, it's okay if you do this. Otherwise, these acid masks, which function like a lock, will position your mouth in the center and close, and your mouth will decay from acid. It will be a horrific death." With that, the recorder stopped. Now the doctor didn't want to do this, to which Gabriel and the caretaker explained, "If you don't do this, then your fate will be like that of a nurse." Now, fear had the doctor in terrible shape, and he agreed to do it. He quickly grabs a tool and cuts into his head, and he starts bleeding profusely. Then he removes a piece of his brain and places it in the bottle. But by now, the time had run out. He hadn't completed it on time. That's why the acid mask closed, burning his entire face. His skin melted, and he met a horrific end. Now, while sitting on the bicycle, Jigsaw approached the caretaker and handed him a tape recorder, but he threw it away, breaking it. Seeing this, Jigsaw was deeply upset. He tells him, "You shouldn't have done that," after which he attaches a leg and an arm of the caretaker to 2 chains and hoists him into the air. In front of the caretaker, a device radiating dangerous poison was introduced. There was also a stick present. Jigsaw informs him that radiation will be applied to you, with which you'll start burning. If you want to escape this, you need to strike with the stick. You have to sacrifice 1 leg and 1 hand. With that, the radiation began. He grabs the stick and begins to hit his leg forcefully, but obviously, this caused immense pain. Eventually, he managed to sever one of his legs. But now, due to the radiation, he was in terrible shape. He had also become very weak. Soon, Jigsaw began the radiation again, and now he started striking his arm with the stick. As soon as he severed his arm, he collapsed, but he was near death. Meanwhile, a patient emerges from below. He had a gun, which he aimed at Jigsaw, and ordered Amanda to give him the key to the exit, or else he would kill Jigsaw, to which Amanda promptly hands over the key. He then escorts them to Gabriel and instructs Amanda to unlock it. She complies, but as soon as she's freed, Gabriel attacks Amanda. The patient orders Jigsaw to lock himself in that contraption. Then, fearlessly, Jigsaw complies. He willingly locks himself in Gabriel's trap, but this enraged Amanda. Gabriel then reveals that this patient is his ally, and also part of their crew. Hearing this, Amanda exclaims, "All of you are despicable." Jigsaw pleads, "Please let Amanda go. She's innocent in all this. Actually, she was merely supporting me." But Gabriel disregards him and states, "You are Jigsaw. I knew this already." Following this, he spots a young boy on the camera who had been playing football outside. Spotting him, Gabriel seizes him and brings him inside, informing Jigsaw, "You cherish him dearly, so take him. Today, he will undergo the same fate as you." With that, she ties the boy alongside Jigsaw. Seeing this, Jigsaw pleads, "He's just a child. What's his crime? Let him go. Please, your money is upstairs. You can take it and leave." Gabriel laughs in response, stating, "No, now I also want to see how you evade your own trap." Upon saying this, Gabriel's accomplice activates the trap, in which chains tethered to his limbs and neck pull him taut. Then 2 large pipes were brought before him, from which flowed a foul concoction of human remains. But then something unexpected occurred. The flow from one pipe halted, and that pipe was the child's. Seeing the liquid pour on Jigsaw's face, the child tugs at his restraints. As a result, the flow onto Jigsaw stops, and the child becomes the new target. In this manner, they alternately drench themselves, preserving each other's lives. Seeing this, Amanda becomes incensed. Gabriel then suggests to his ally that they should evacuate. Saying this, they both retreated to the office. Now Amanda retrieves her bag from a location, and we notice a timer behind the bag activate. As a result, both Jigsaw's trap and the office doors lock. So, the truth emerges that all of this had been Jigsaw's design. Previously, the driver had informed him that the patient was an associate of Gabriel's and was part of their gang. So, when Gabriel was apprehended, they texted him, beckoning his accomplice to the factory. And now, the two, trapped in the office, peer outside. They observe Jigsaw, Amanda, and the boy, who are now free. Then, a recording of Jigsaw starts playing in the office. It states, in a short while, poisonous gas will be released. You can only spare your life by breathing through a hole. But there's a hitch. There's only one hole to breathe through, so only one of you can endure. Now you must decide who perishes and who survives. With that, the toxic gas permeates the office, and both begin to suffocate. She attempts to shatter the office window with a chair, but to no avail. Gabriel spots a hole and starts breathing through it. Seeing this, his accomplice becomes enraged and pushes him aside to take his turn. Now Gabriel, inflamed, assails his ally. First, he assaults him from behind, and then fatally stabs him. Afterward, he resumes breathing through the hole. Jigsaw, Amanda, and the boy leave behind Gabriel's money, take their belongings, and depart. Once the timer expires, the gas ceases. Thus, Gabriel survives. But since the office remains locked, he's confined. He'll eventually perish due to his imprisonment, a retribution for his deeds, similar to others who had committed theft. Jigsaw, Amanda, and the boy depart joyfully. Subsequently, we see the hotel owner. He had initially directed Jigsaw to Gabriel. He too was in cahoots with them, someone that apprehends him. With this, the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Subscribe us for more videos.